Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Now, today we're going to do a bit of a setup tour slash 18 scale crawler comparison between two very popular mini crawlers. We have on the left there the FMS Fcx18 Hummer EV, and on the right we have the Traxxas Trx4m High Trail Ford F-150. Now, the Hummer is coming off a fresh rebuild here, went through everything, made sure everything was working right, fixed a few problems, and made a few updates. But before we get to that, I do want to touch a little bit on the Traxxas here, seeing as I've never done a setup tour on this truck. Now, just to give you a quick walk around here, it is the Ford F-150, like I said, the High Trail. Brown color, a bit of a unique color. You don't see this brown one too often, so I said let's get this one on the channel. I thought it looked unique and not regretting it so far. So made a few mods, guys, not too much stuff, but I did make some mods to the suspension, the transmission, etc. We're going to get into the details in a second here. But I do want to talk a little bit about the differences between these two. Now, out the box, this Traxxas, single speed, lights only in the headlights, none in the back. Though you can buy everything for the Trx4m, as I'm sure you guys already know. But everything's an extra. No interior. This has an interior and so on. But it's not a great value. I'm sure everybody knows that. For what you pay for this versus what you get out the box, it's not a great value, guys. But as a platform, it is excellent. I did do a few things to make it a little bit better. Starting with the wheels here, we're running Enduro wheels and Enduro tires, the Swamp Claw tires, brass wheels here. I think it suits the color of the truck pretty well. I did go ahead and buy the Traxxas shocks here. I'm not sure of the exact dimensions of the shocks, but it appears to be the same size as the stock ones, just a bigger oil can and softer springs. Now, one big problem that I noticed when I just got this truck was the torque twist on this truck is insane. As a matter of fact, I thought something was wrong with the truck, how bad the torque twist was. But after watching a few videos, I realized that that's actually normal. So when you drove the car forward, it would like lean to the right. When you reverse, it would lean to the left. So I was like, what's going on here? I've never seen it that bad. But I was able to address that first off with the oil shocks. Like I said, these are from Traxxas. These are Traxxas branded shocks. I added some 20-weight Traxxas oil to the shocks, as well as stiffer springs in the back. Stiffer springs in the back. Softer springs in the front. Now, it still has a little bit of torque twist, but it's much better. I decided to put the softer ones in there. I could have basically eliminated the torque twist if I had the stiff springs in the front and back, but what it does is it does limit the amount of suspension travel, and the flex makes it a lot harder to flex. So I decided to put the softer ones on the front, stiffer ones in the back to reduce the torque twist, but allow more flex. Seems to have done the job pretty well. Next upgrade that I did, guys, you can see the decals, of course, but this truck is a single speed out the box. Not the best low speed control at all. It's kind of lurchy, and it comes with, you can change the gear sets in this truck. You can get the low range, the regular gears, and the high speed. You can also modify the mode that the truck runs in from the transmitter, but none of them were really right for me, in my opinion. I thought they didn't do quite the best job. So I went ahead and got the 2-speed transmission from Traxxas again. Now it's mechanical, so that's kind of the bad part, is it's a mechanical thing, though you can buy the servo to make it automatic, but I didn't do that because Traxxas parts are not cheap, guys. So just the few mods here. The suspension that I bought from Traxxas, this was $50, guys. I could have bought 2 sets from aftermarket for the price that I paid for these shocks. So Not loving that at all. But anyways, got the 2-speed in there. It has a low range and the high speed gear, so it helps out a bit for the low speed control. Not perfect, but it gets the job done. So that's pretty much it so far. I do want to get an interior for this truck, and then I'm pretty much done. I don't think I can fit the interior with that new transmission, because it does sit kind of high in the body. As you can see, it's kind of tall. So not sure if that's gonna work, but we'll see. So yeah, guys, that's the setup tour for the F-150 here. Not too much done here. It is pretty good. I do like the way it runs on the course. Wait a second here. There we go. Just to give you a bit of a flex test here. Not bad. Still running the stock axles. They're straight axles, not portals like this one. But it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. It does get the job done. Not a huge fan of this transmitter. Quite unattractive, but there you go. All right, so over to the Hummer EV here. Now, I've said it multiple times, guys. This is my absolute favorite truck of all my trucks. I've said it many times. No secret at all. This was pretty much my first introduction, I would say, to what true crawlers could do. I started out buying a lot of more budget RC crawlers. Not to say this isn't a budget crawler as well, but it is a little bit more on the premium side in comparison to what I started out with. This truck, love it to bits. But just to walk you around here, I did a setup tour in the past, but it's been a few months, so I just want to give you a walkthrough again. First off, you guys can see there, I gave it a fresh paint job, a nice candy orange there, deep metallic. I think it looks pretty good. We have the two-tone job on there. So black on the top, orange on the sides. The suspension, orange as well. We're running the S5 tires, Endura tires with foam inserts, as well as the multicolor Endura wheels as well. I do have a brass insert inside. Also, I added some spacers because from factory, these cars are pretty top heavy. So I added some spacers right there behind the wheels to kind of get that track without some more to make it perform better while side hilling. So does a great job there. Lots of flex from this truck, guys. That's two. It does have a bit more flex than the Ford. The Traxxas there does have a bit more flex, as you can see. Now, a weak point on some of these trucks I forgot to mention as well. I did get a couple parts for the Traxxas. I've heard that the gear sets in these are pretty fragile, so I did get some spare parts here, but I haven't had any issues yet, so we'll save that until I do, I guess. Oh, one more thing. I did add the Endura tow hitch there. I do plan on doing some towing with this truck. Didn't particularly like the stock one. I think it hangs down a little too far. It's a little bit longer. Not a fan of that, so I got a shorter one. I think it looks way better. But back to the FMS Hummer here. I'm running some Endura shocks there. These are from these are for the Fcx18. I believe they're 45 millimeters. Did add some preload to the suspension to get it to sit a bit higher because I did have some problems with rubbing with the tires. I also had to trim the fenders a bit, mainly on the front. The back is stock, but on the front I had to trim back right here, as well as around the top there to make sure that that wheel can tuck without rubbing too much. Do still have a little bit of rubbing, but not too bad. What else do we have here? Oh, guys, another weak point on these trucks is the gear set, just like the Trx4m. So I did go ahead and make some changes to the transmission. I forget the brand here, but I changed the transmission here to a aluminum case with brass gears, so it does improve the center of gravity. Like I said, these trucks are top heavy from factory, but that does a great job. It does run a little bit louder than the stock one, but it's much stronger, adds a bit of weight to the center, makes the car a little bit more balanced. So that did a great job there. One more thing that I did with this truck, guys, is I removed the indicators. So I'm sure you guys have seen that I have this roof rack there. But one problem that I had with this truck is I added the roof rack, but the problem that I'm having with the roof rack is, depending on the mode that I'm in, I couldn't turn on all the lights without having the hazards flash. So I did go ahead and remove the pins from the ESC so that I could have the lights run without the hazards coming on. I just pulled the pins out. I believe it's pin 5 and 8. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I do believe those are the ports that I had to change. So we have the headlights there, and now we have the fog lamps that I did add as well as no indicators when I turn them on. So that's pretty good there. Really love the look of this truck, guys. Just a mean looking truck. And I can also turn off the headlights and keep the fog lamps and the DRL on by themselves. So that's pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think this is the final form for this truck. You know, I don't want to do too much to it. I don't think it needs much at all. You know, I just wanted to give it a refresh. You know, make sure it looks as good as it can and performs as best as it can. I don't think it needs more power. I don't think it needs more low speed control. It's just so good, guys. I absolutely love this truck. So I am gonna do a rematch between the Chevy and the Hummer because they're the same chassis. However, it's a completely different setup. This one still has the stock transmission. You know, it has different suspension. This has taller suspension but smaller tires, and so on. We do have the brass weights here. You can check out my setup tour video for this truck to see what I have done to this. But I do want to do a rematch to see what the differences are between these two rigs. You know, what benefits or hampers the trucks, being that it's the same chassis. So look out for that in the not too distant future. But I do have some other things coming that I want to do first, guys. So look out for that. Get subscribed. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We do want to do some more comparisons between these trucks. So look out for that in the not too distant future. I also haven't taken this truck out on the trail here. Let me show you in a second here. I haven't taken this truck out just yet. This is the MN111. Get this off there. I haven't taken this truck out, so I'm looking to see what this can do out on the trail. Very top heavy, but we'll see what it does. I'll try to make some upgrades before I get it out, but it's stock for now. So look out for this, guys. These are all 18 scale trucks. Let's get them in the middle here. All 18 scale trucks, guys. So looking to see how well they perform out on the trail. So look out for that, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.